Welkom, je kijkt naar een speciale aflevering van Vechtersbazen Backstage. We zijn vandaag bij de weging van Glory 87, waar we de stare-downs hebben gezien. We praten met een paar van de hoofdrolspelers, maar ook met James McSweeney, die op 9 september tegen Badr Hari gaat vechten. Hier met Mohamed Amine, a.k.a. Momin, a.k.a. former light heavyweight, a.k.a. new heavyweight.
No, not former, not former. Oh, is dat Nederlands?
Nee, dat wat jij wil, maar.
Ja, maar je gaat...
We kunnen Swahili doen, vind ik ook goed.
Nee, niet voor mij. Ik blijf gewoon light heavyweight en heavyweight vechten. Man.
Ja, light heavyweight en heavyweight. Vertel even over die move van heavyweight.
Ja, niemand van de light heavyweights wil vechten in augustus. Robbie zegt er is wel een zwaargewicht toernooi. Dacht ik, ja, waarom niet? Ja. Toch?
En waarom niet?
Ja, bezig blijven.
Waar ik heel benieuwd naar ben, ja, de meest voor de hand liggende vraag. Hoe was de weight cut? Was je zwaar? Ben je diep gegaan?
Ja, ik ben wel echt met eten wel zwaar gegaan. Ja. Ik moest ineens fucking veel eten. Oh, heel veel eten ineens. Ja. Dat is nog steeds wel even wennen. Maar ik ben pas, wat is het nou, 4 weken, 5 weken bezig. 5 weken trainingskamp gehad. Dus ik denk als ik hierna nog een heavyweight partij heb, dan zal ik wel wat zwaarder zijn. Dan zal ik er ook aan gewend zijn.
Wat weeg je nu als ik vragen mag?
Wat zeiden ze net? 100 kilo? Ja, 100 kilo.
100 kilo?
Zoiets, ja.
Ja,
zoiets.
met kleren aan. Ja. Ja, nee. Maar wat normaal gesproken, als je naar 95 gaat, hoeveel moet je afvallen dan?
Nee, dit is pas echt voor het eerst dat ik... kijk, normaal ben ik gewoon bijna middleweight soms. Dat komt ook door het MMA, omdat je die cut moet maken naar 93. En dan probeer ik wel altijd op die 95, 96 te blijven. En met Glory's limiet 95 kilo, dus ben ik wel altijd rond dat gewicht. Het is echt wel voor het eerst dat ik in jaren weer een beetje naar boven ben gegaan. Dus mijn krachttraining heb aangepakt, wat zwaarder ben geworden, een beetje grotere armen gekregen. Borst nog niet zo, maar de rest wel. Komt wel.
Ja. Nee, maar normaal, als je op 95 vecht, je gaat dus nog niet ver naar beneden. En dan gaan ze die komen misschien van 100 of 105 of misschien nog daarboven. Ja, nu vecht je tegen heavyweights die op een natuurlijke gewicht zit. Dus ik heb me voorstellen, dat is wel even een andere benadering. Ja,
dat is een andere benadering. Sparringssessies zijn wat anders. Kijk, ik heb de afgelopen tijd heb ik gewoon met heel veel lichte jongens getraind. Puur voor de lucht en bewegelijkheid is gewoon heel belangrijk. Op het moment dat ik dan tegen een zwaargewicht sta, dan denk ik van, hé, wacht eens even. Ik ben gewoon 10 keer sneller. Ik heb meer lucht, ik kan wat meer bewegen. Kijk, natuurlijk, jongens zijn zwaar. Maar ja.
Ja. Jij hebt meer lucht, je kan meer bewegen met sneller. Je moet alleen niet geraakt worden.
Ja, als ze me raken is ook geen probleem. Dus ik slik het gewoon weg.
Ja, maar wat zie je? Want je vecht in het toernooi. Dus als je van die eerste wint, dan moet je nog een keertje. En dan als je het toernooi wint, dan sta je straks in de Grand Prix. Dan sta je in het grote toernooi.
Ja, klopt. Ja. Dus ik hoop dat ik tussendoor nog een paar partijen krijg. Ja. Ik wil wel gewoon bezig blijven. Dus misschien dat Tarek de Clown nog wilt. Dan slaan we hem ook nog een keer neer.
Tarek de Clown, ja. Zijn nog steeds geen vriendjes?
Nee, ze zijn geen vriendjes en vriendinnetjes, nee.
Ja, maar de laatste keer dat je sprak, toen na jullie wedstrijd, had je nog van, weet je, het is allemaal geweest, het was allemaal in aanloop. Ik ga hem bellen, we gaan het uitpraten en dan komt het wel weer goed. Wat mij betreft, weet je wel, zijn we gewoon nog steeds vrienden. Maar dat is veranderd inmiddels? Ja,
kijk, ik wou het gewoon als volwassen man uitpraten en hij was gewoon als een klein kind waar hij het oplossen. Nou, dan behandel ik hem gewoon als een kind. Kijk, gelukkig heb ik ervaring, ik heb al 2 dochters. Dus ik weet precies welke aanpak ik moet doen. En ik noem hem ook gewoon Tarek de Clown, ja, Boomba Show toch?
Ja, okay. Ja. Dus dat komt niet meer goed?
Nee, zeker niet. Ik vergeef hem wel voor wat hij heeft gedaan, hè, maar het is omwille van God. Maar we moeten hem wel nog 1 keer straffen, denk ik.
Ja, wat heeft hij gedaan?
Ja, mij naaien even bij de Videoland, even liegen in de camera en zeggen dat dingen niet kloppen. Ja, bro, ik ben daar niet van. Kijk, ik ben alles behalve een leugenaar. Deze man liegt. Daarom, ik ga hem op zijn plek zetten.
Oké. Maar eerst dit toernooi dus. Is dit toernooi en dan wil je, als je het toernooi wint, ga je eind december dus in het grote toernooi en tussendoor weer, dan ga je weer terug naar 95?
Ja, als er een kans is, waarom niet? Ja. Dus als er een kans is, waarom niet? Ik heb al tegen Robbie gezegd, ik wil gewoon bezig blijven. Als ik moet invallen in september, val ik in september, is geen probleem. Wil je mij in oktober hebben in Bulgarije, ben ik daar ook. Ik ben niet zo moeilijk, ik ben gewoon vechter en hart en nieren.
Ja. Beetje MMA tussendoor nog?
Dus het kan graag.
Ja, beetje taekwondo?
Taekwondo.
Karate?
Nee. Wel echte vechtsport.
Dat stond eventjes jouw stare-down net. Volgens mij vond hij jou, ik had het idee dat hij wilde je een kusje geven.
Ik denk wel dat hij verliefd was, maar dat komt misschien door mijn nieuwe haar, denk ik. Ik laat het nu een beetje groeien, dus ik denk dat hij een beetje verliefd was.
Je hebt gezien wat Michael Duke toen deed. Ja. Je bent de enige echte one and only undisputed lightweight champion of the world, TIJANI BEZTATI. Ready to do your thing, klaar om je ding weer te doen?
Ja, 100%. Ik heb er enorm veel zin in. En ja, maart was de laatste keer, dus wel een tijdje weer. Dus nu mogen we weer. En het is altijd fijn om gewogen te hebben en dan lekker je focus te zetten op de wedstrijd.
Ja, maar de laatste keer, zeg je een tijdje geleden, dat is 5 maanden geleden. Op zich van een kampioen 2-3 keer per jaar is helemaal niet zo'n raar idee. Maar jij wil graag actiever blijven, niet?
Klopt, ik wil graag actiever blijven. Ik bedoel, het is mijn werk. En ja, ik denk dat een vechter met ritme, vechter met meer activiteit, dat die ook wel beter in de ring is. En zeg maar dat hij zich beter... zeg maar het beste uit zichzelf kan halen. Ja. Ja.
Wat doe je dan in die tussentijd? Ik volg je natuurlijk een beetje op Instagram. Dus zie je in Dubai, dus ik in Londen. Dus ik weet niet wel waar je nog meer allemaal geweest bent.
Ja, klopt. In die tussentijd ben ik wel gewoon aan het trainen. Want ik bedoel, ik ben een kampioen en ik ben een sporter, ik ben een atleet. Dit is mijn werk. Dus ik ben wel gewoon aan het trainen. Maar ja, ook tijd om... meer van de wereld te zien, toch?
Ja. Ja. En dat een beetje combineren?
En dat combineren. Ik bedoel, want waar ik ook ben in de wereld, train ik. Ja. Ik bedoel, ik zoek altijd gewoon een sportschool op. Ik heb altijd mijn handschoenen mee en mijn loopschoenen. Dus er wordt altijd gewerkt. Ja,
wat zijn de leukste plekjes die je gezien hebt de afgelopen tijd?
Ik denk toch wel Dominicaanse Republiek en Dubai. Ja.
Waarom Dominicaanse Republiek? Ja, ben ik ook nooit geweest. Dat lijkt me wel tof.
Ja, Dominicaanse Republiek. Ik ben met mijn familie daar naartoe geweest. En mijn moeder, mijn zusje. En ja, het is gewoon een heel mooi eiland. Heel mooi eiland. Ik bedoel, witte stranden, blauwe zee. Je kan gewoon je tenen zien wanneer je in de zee staat, zeg maar. En ja, dat is mooi, man. En lekker eten. Dus mooie natuur. Dus, ja.
Wil je nog doorgaan met mij jaloers maken? Ik ben in Polen geweest, maar ga nog even door over witte stranden en heldere zee.
Ja, Polen is wat grauwer, hè?
Ja, nee, maar dat is ook leuk. Nee, ik heb een hele leuke vakantie gehad. Ik ga absoluut niet klagen. Ik kom absoluut niks tekort. Maar als je dan die tijd hebt, dan ben je aan het reizen. En we zijn ook altijd, denk ik, als je langere tijd tussen de 2 gevechten hebt, de momenten dat je kan werken aan dingen om beter aan bijvoorbeeld punten te werken waar je beter in wil worden. Wat zijn het voor jou van die punten geweest de afgelopen tijd?
Ja, zeker. Kijk, ik bedoel, we blijven niet stilstaan en we zijn pas begonnen. Kijk, in mijn ogen, kijk, ik ben nu dan 4voudig kampioen, maar in mijn ogen ben ik pas begonnen. Snap je? En we're just getting started. En we zijn natuurlijk op elk vlak eigenlijk, tijdens de training zijn we ons aan het verbeteren. Onze jab zijn we nog steeds aan het perfectioneren. Onze rechtse directe zijn we nog steeds aan het perfectioneren. Onze knie, onze trap, weet je. Dus we zijn eigenlijk alle facetten zijn we steeds maar aan het perfectioneren en sterker aan het maken. En dat is een true champion en ik denk dat je ook nooit uitgeleerd bent.
Nee. Nou hebben ze een tegenstander voor jou binnengehad, een andere organisatie. Is dat een nieuwe uitdaging eigenlijk weer? Een beetje een champ tegen champ idee. Is dat iets wat jou triggert, wat je motiveert?
Ja, het triggert me wel natuurlijk. Ik bedoel, ik heb al eerder tegen een andere kampioen gestaan als Patch. True Legend of the Sport. Dus ja, kijk, ik weet wat het is om tegen een andere kampioen te vechten. Maar ja, aan de andere kant maak ik het ook niet groter dan het is. En zie ik het gewoon als een other day at the office. En het is gewoon een tegenstander en een opponent die mijn belt wil afpakken en die ik gewoon ga verdedigen met succes. En dat is hoe ik het zie.
Ja, wacht even, deze meneer heeft een 15 fights winstreek, hè? Ja. 15 fights winstreek. Ben je niet al bang?
Nee, eigenlijk niet. Absoluut niet. Ik bedoel, van de 15 heb ik er sowieso al 4 gezien die hij eigenlijk had moeten verliezen. Ja. Snap je? Kijk, ik heb ze niet alle 15 gezien natuurlijk, maar ik heb 4 partijen van hem gezien en die heeft hij eigenlijk gewoon moeten verliezen. Dus ja, weet je, wat is daar dan nog geloofwaardig aan? Maar goed, het is wat het is. Zijn geluk.
Waarin zie jij jezelf winnen van hem? In andere woorden, waarin ben jij beter dan hij?
Ja, ik heb sowieso lengtevoordeel. Ik denk dat ik technisch ook wel een stap verder ben dan hem. Meer power, meer kracht. Eigenlijk op elk vlak. Vlak. Ik ben gewoon een meer completere vechter, allround vechter. Alhoewel hij ook een zeer technische vechter is, maar ik zie mijzelf toch wel een stapje verder dan hij.
Ja, wat mij opviel in die partij tegen Patch, laatste wedstrijd. Ik vergeet altijd, hè, want dat zeg ik, volgens mij zeg ik het elk interview wat ik maar heb. Van ik vergeet altijd dat je nog best wel jong bent, omdat je al zo lang meeloopt dat je eigenlijk voor mijn gevoel altijd al geweest bent. Maar je begint nu eigenlijk een beetje in die man strength te komen, toch? Een beetje die, ja. Merk je dat ook bijvoorbeeld in je stoten, in je knockout power en dat soort dingen?
Ja, 100% in mijn stoten, in mijn power, op de trainingen. Als ik oude filmpjes terugkijk van mij, of oude wedstrijden terugkijk van mij, dan zie je echt in het begin gewoon nog een jongetje, zeg maar, van 18 die binnen...
Spillepootjes.
Ja, snap je? En nu zie je toch de transformatie naar echt een man aan het worden. En ja, daar train ik eigenlijk elke dag keihard voor. En Ja, dat is eigenlijk ook wat het moet zijn, toch? Anders zou het allemaal voor niks zijn geweest.
Dat is helemaal waar.
Ja.
Helemaal waar. Dus vroege voorspelling voor zaterdag?
Nee, kijk, ik doe geen voorspellingen in rondes of in... de enige wat ik kan voorspellen is dat het een winst wordt. Okay. En natuurlijk voor mij, en als hij in de eerste gaat, gaat hij in de eerste. Als hij in de tweede gaat, gaat hij in de tweede. Ja. Zo zie ik het. En, maar ik ga vooral gewoon voor de winst. En ik ga gewoon weer een betere versie van mezelf laten zien dan de mensen de laatste keer van mij gezien hebben.
Allerlaatste laat ik je gaan, want ik weet je wil rusten en bijkomen. Je voorbereid op morgen focussen. Eén vraag nog. Ik weet je bent al heel lang geïnteresseerd in boksen. Je bent vaak naar Londen heen en weer geweest om daar in je boksen te werken. Dan las ik van de week ook iets dat ook echt iets wat je ambieert om echt de bokskant op te gaan.
Ja, zeker. Ambieer ik zeker. Is geen geheim. Ik bedoel, ik wil zeker ook de bokskant op gaan. En als ik dat zou kunnen combineren met Glory bijvoorbeeld, zou dat de ideale manier zijn eigenlijk. Dus na deze wedstrijd gaan we gewoon ook met Glory moeten zitten en kijken wat de mogelijkheden zijn, zodat ik mijn bokscarrière kan gaan starten, zeg maar.
Is het ook een optie, zit het in je hoofd dat je denkt misschien moet je laten kickboksen, want je gaat er nu voor de 5e keer verdedigen en dan kan je hem nog in 6 of 7, 8 keer verdedigen. Maar op een gegeven moment dan moet je zoeken naar een nieuwe uitdaging en dat je misschien kickboksen achterlaat en dat je helemaal aan het boksen gaat focussen?
Ja, dat is iets wat de tijd zal leren. Ik bedoel, daar kan ik op dit moment nog geen antwoord op geven, maar dat is iets wat de tijd zal leren.
Ja. Spannend. Ik ben benieuwd, man. Ik ben vooral benieuwd naar morgen.
Ja, zeker. Ik ook. Ik heb er zin in.
Goeie wedstrijd, dankjewel. Je sta hier met de enige echte James McSweeney. 9 september gaat hij in Parijs vechten tegen Badr Hari. We gaan het even in het Engels doen natuurlijk, anders slaat hij er helemaal niks van. James, well, you did spend quite some time in the Netherlands, so I was going to ask you, how is your Dutch?
My Dutch is terrible. I just like all my languages, to be honest. I'm just about getting English is just about my the only thing I've got. But I've spent a lot of time in Holland since I was 19 years old. Yeah. A lot of time in Thailand, but to be honest, my little bits of gym mentality, hand to hoe and stuff like that. I understand. Keep your hands up, but
on the hoe. Yeah.
Links, left, low kick. And, I understand some.
Hij is aan.
Yeah. Yes, I just get shouted at all the time. So, yeah, to be honest, but I couldn't not to keep a proper conversation now.
All right, let's keep it in English then, all right? Easier? Yeah, okay, no problem. So, your first fighting glory was Gökhan Saki. Now you're fighting Badr Hari. It seems you only are after the big names.
To be honest, I don't say no to fights. I just I came. The fight originally was going to Plaza Bat originally, and then I got changed to Saki last minute, like 5 days or whatever. But it was a shame because the game plan just didn't change for me. And of course, everything I trained for the Plaza Bat fight, who was a boxer, then going to a kicker, completely changed. Because Saki did a good job, he adjusted his game plan, I did not. So I kind of left a sour taste in my mouth my first time of Glory. Didn't give the best performance, and then of course I went outside of Glory after that. Had another fight, won a world title, and then come back, and now we got better. So this is a chance for me to clear that loss.
Yeah, and also have a long outstanding date finally happened because you have some history together, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were meant to fight originally, I think, back in Showtime. I think that was like Samarutsu's show back in the early 2000s. Then, of course, Badr went on and did amazing things in K1. I went off in mid-2005, 2006, I think I went to MMA. And then I spent 10 years away from the sport. I come back. Then we were meant to fight again. It was kind of some little bit of a play in Dubai that we were going to fight for GFC. Yeah. Then that show went down, didn't happen. Then we were going to fight May this year. That didn't happen. And then now here we are. Yeah, I think after the Alistair fight with him, then he said he was going to retire. I kind of just put it to bed. Yeah. I thought, okay, it's not going to happen. I'd asked for the fight numerous times. And there's no... I think some fans take it like kind of personal, right? They don't want their guys to fight anybody. Yeah. It's really weird. Like, I think when... so many of the bad. I'm not on social media. I'm 43 years old. I have a family and a business and life. I'm not on social media, but I get like a few messages sent through to me sometimes. Like, you'll laugh at this, James, and they take it so personal that I'm gonna fight Badr Hari. It's like,
what kind of messages? Name one.
I've had death threats and all kinds of rubbish. Yeah, you're gonna die. You ready to die and all this rubbish. But to be honest, they get so personal. But I don't think me and Badr take it that personally. It's just what we do for a job, and we love our sport and to compete. And for me, to compete against someone of a high level is why I'm in the sport in the first place. So it's not that serious.
Yeah. Well, basically, next time if anybody sends you death threats, say, I'm preparing to die, because everybody's preparing to die all their life, right?
With all due respect, look, I'm gonna be not be taken too lightly, but I get some guys send me videos, right? And I had one guy send me a video from Morocco. Yeah. I'm not gonna say whose fan he was, but he was from Morocco, and he sent me a video of him trying to punch, and he was like, like this. He's like, that's what's going to happen to you. And then you have to remember, these are the kind of guys that are saying, you're going to get murdered.
How long did you have nightmares after seeing that? I mean, I can imagine that caused you a lot of sleepless nights.
I'm an old soldier, right? So I've been around a long time. I was doing this before social media, before internet. I was doing it before all that shit come around. So for me, it's nothing to do with that. It's just it's a bit of fun. I don't take it too personal with the social media crap. Yeah, for me, it's just a good fight against a very solid opponent who's been around for years and decades. Of course, he's having his little down right now and stuff like that. But he's always a very dangerous person.
Yeah. What interests you in this fight?
Just a personal test, like all fights. When I got the fight, I was fighting Plazabat, right? It was a young, strong guy who was on a massive high at the time. That was a very interesting fight to me. It's like, wow, okay, you're going to fight an older guy, is going to go and test him against a younger guy. When I got the fight, it was off, and I'm going to fight Saki. Like, they said, well, how do you feel about that? I was like, well, of course I'm going to take this fucking fight. Of course. Saki, in my opinion, is one of the very best kickboxers of all time, pound for pound. Yeah, one of the very best. So you don't say no to those fights, and Badr's exactly the same. This is why I got into the sport, was to test myself and put my name amongst the best in the world. I'm from a little shit town just outside London. You know, nothing ever good come out of my town. No. So for me to go and put my name in the UFC, to put my name in Glory, to go and put my name in Lumpini Stadium twice, to travel the world and do something, follow my dream.
Amazing things.
Yeah, and just, you know, supply for my family the life they deserve. It's just a blessing. Yeah. So this is yet again another fight for me that's a blessing. I believe that it's meant to happen. I've never had a fight about to happen and get cancelled so many times. So yeah, I'm super excited, to be honest.
Yeah. Then fighting him in Paris, I mean, last time you fought Gorgon Saki, had a lot of Turkish support in there. I think fighting in Paris, Badr's going to have a lot of Moroccan support there, because there's quite a few Moroccans there. Have you envisioned that? Like, could be quite a hostile crowd?
Listen, it's really weird, right? I'm from England. When I came to Holland at 19, the English turned their back on me to a degree. They were upset with me, like, oh, you're training in Holland, you should train in England. Then the Dutch,
good people, man.
Then the Dutch never really accepted me because I was from England. Then when I went to MMA, I went to America, and then they were like, okay, you're just a kickboxer. You're not an MMA guy. Now I come back to K1, I'm just an MMA guy, I'm not a kickboxer. So my whole career, I've never had really anyone give me the support I feel like I deserved. So for me, it doesn't really matter. You know, at the end of the day, when we get in that ring, it's just me and him. That's true. That's all it boils down to. And I think all that kind of outside stuff, distractions, it just doesn't work with me, because I don't really give a shit. I'm there to fight for the reason I'm there to fight. It doesn't really matter. And I really appreciate the fans, whether they love me or they hate me. It really doesn't matter. They bought tickets. They come to see you win or lose. I just hope they enjoy the fight.
That's probably the right mentality. What would a win over Badr do for you? I mean, you're 43. It's fair to say I think you're close to the end than to the beginning. Yeah. So should you beat Badr, qualifies you for the tournament end of the year. So is that the first main objective after that? Yeah,
that's the main objective. But to be honest, I just don't. Even when Glory messaged me and said, "Oh, I've got an extra thing here. When you know, whoever wins out of you and Badr is going to qualify to the tournament." I was like, "Okay." They were like, "Just okay, it's amazing." I was like, you don't look past Badr, Harry. You don't look past and say, I'm about to do this and I'm going to go on and win the tournament. This is a big problem. You got a very dangerous fighter in front of you who, when he comes out, when the real Badr shows his face, he is there to beat anyone in the world. And he's put his name and he's done it. So I am not foolish enough to look past him. I take one fight at a time. And my whole concentration is just on him. And then after that, then I will look into the tournament.
He's going to play the devil's advocate here for a moment. It's not my opinion. We're just playing the devil's advocate. You pick up a Badr. He hasn't won a fight in 7 years, right? So they're looking for guys, because he's like their major star still after all the years. So they're looking for guys for him to beat. Of course. So kind of points in the direction they're bringing you in to get beat.
I'm here to play. That's why I said, like, I was kind of weird, right? Because I lost against Saki, which was really down for me. I really wanted to. If I lost against Saki and I gave my best performance, I can live with that. I didn't give my best performance. He gave a good performance. I did not, and I have to take that on the chin. It's totally my fault, my loss. But if I won that fight, this fight would not be happening. So I think it's meant to be. And it really doesn't matter what you're brought into. I know the role I'm here to play. I know they want to bring me in to say, okay, now Badr's back. He had a DQ against Alistair. That fight was ripped off. Now he beat James. Now he's back in the tournament. Now it's like a reborn. But as always, I'm here to fuck up the show.
Yeah. So
And it's not my first time doing it.
yeah, because you heard about this House of Glory thing where he's coaching against Rico, like kind of like the Ultimate Fighter kind of concept. And I don't know if that's true, but it seems like there's kind of steering in the direction of having them have their trilogy fight, right? But he needs to win. So,
but I love the fact they look past me, right? That's amazing to me. So when someone looks past you, not taking you too serious, I don't know how serious he's taking me. I really don't know. I know what everyone else is saying. I'll find out when we get to Paris, when we meet each other and we do the weigh-ins and we have the press conferences. I'll know who I. So right now, people said, "Do you guys have beef?" No, we don't have. I don't know him personally whatsoever. Doesn't mean we probably won't have beef. I'm sure. Who knows? If he meets me with respect and fine, I'll be exactly the same back, and that's great. And that's my mindset going to this fight: to be respectful, go out there and put a class act on, put a good fight on, and just give the respect the man deserves.
yeah. What do you expect of him? Have you thought about it? Because back in his young days, he was always very aggressive and very, you know, personal to his opponents. And then all of a sudden, we saw the respectful brother who was all respectful. And then his last fight was a little bit different again. You know, he's moved through these different personas. I know you don't mind a little discussion in the pre-fight.
For me, that's what I say. I always meet people with the mentality of what they meet me with. Me and Saki knew each other for years and we never had a problem. But then when we come to fight each other, I see him and all his friends and come in there and they were all too cool to say hello and they were giving me look fun and laughing at me and pointing and being rude. So I was like, okay, you're that guy now. Okay, we were cool before, but now we're fighting, you're that guy. Okay. I don't know we're better. I really don't know. There's no problem from my side. This is business. This is a great fight. I respect him 100% as an athlete. I don't know who we're going to meet. No. I don't know if he knows yet. Because that's just his character, right? You just really never know. I think sometimes there's some people that have to be emotional to fight. Tito Ortiz was like that in the UFC. He had to be very emotional to make it, to fight somebody. So he had to make it personal. I think Bada's done that before in the past. Like some guys, when he fought the Polish guy, I forget his name, sorry, Roszek. Roszek was very respectful of him and he pushed him, and then even after the fight he beat him, Roszek got down and bowed to him. He just turned his back and walked off. It's very disrespectful. So not really the martial arts way. So who knows? I really don't know. All I can concentrate is on myself, you know.
So fair to say he gets in your face, you get in his?
Yeah, I'm not here to back down. I'm here to fight, right? So as whatever happens is going to happen. We're here to fight. And yeah, we'll just see what happens on the day. Just make sure you guys watch.
Yeah. Personally, I'm looking forward to a little bit of the pre-fight quarrel between you, because I think it could be quite entertaining, because I know you're quite eloquent, and for that matter, he has his ways to do. I think it could be for some nice entertaining exchanges.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. I never take any of this stuff personally, right? This is business. Yeah. And if there's animosity between people or back and forth or whatever, it's about building the show. And that's what it's for. Yeah. And make them people want to come watch. Who wants to come watch two guys fight and say, oh, okay, very respectful. It doesn't build nothing. The best fights in the world, going off of history, going back to Ali, Frazier, Foreman, going back to the best fights you've ever seen, there was always some kind of animosity before the two people. Whether they respected each other as athletes or not, they still had to build the event. And I think it goes across the board. I think that's a part of the game a lot of people miss.
Final question. September 9, Paris, James McSweeney versus Badr Hari. Are you going to be the one to finish his career?
I know I'm going to be on to win. It's his decision how he finishes his career, but I will definitely win this fight. Yeah, there's a knockout happening in this fight for sure. There's no judges going to be needed in this fight. They can take a night off.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much. Oes.
Ja, hier met de champ, de enige echte timebomb, TIFFANY van Soest. En ondanks dat de naam heel Nederlands klinkt en al de hele tijd in Nederland woont, spreekt ze nog steeds geen Nederlands.
Klein beetje.
A klein beetje? Okay, let's not go there. First of all, I just want to compliment you with your outfit. Can you tell me a little bit about this style?
It's a little bit of me and a little bit of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You know,
I get
a little bit of hip hop with
a little bit of hip hop. I get a little bit of like 60s Bel Air idea as well.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah, thank you. Feels good.
You never cease to amaze. Every time you have a new style, new thing, and how do you come up with these things?
Always evolving and just getting less shy and more comfortable with just not giving a fuck and just doing what I want.
And I really emphasize your little grill.
Yeah, when I was in London Grills, they customized this. It's my logo, the time bomb. Yeah. So I thought, man, if there's an opportunity to have your own custom grill, you gotta take advantage. So thank you to London Grills.
Right. Well, thank you. This was the Vechtersbazen Fashion Report. We see you all next week. No, let's talk about a little bit fighting, right? Because we just had the press conference here for Glory 87. You and James Sweeney were here to promote your both fights in Paris, and you had a special announcement. And I think a lot of people were maybe a little bit shocked or surprised, or like, what's going on? You just announced your retirement.
Yeah, the fight in Paris will be my last one, and after that, I'm retiring.
Yeah. What led you to take this decision?
I always knew that I was going to retire when I was 35. I'm 34. I'll be 35 in March, and I just know that after this fight, there's really no one left. Really no one left for me to fight. I've accomplished a lot in the ring. You know, a lot of world championships. It's been a wild journey. It's developed me as a person to who I am at this point, and I've just gotten to a point where I'm tired of shrinking my life down so much for months at a time. To compete at the level I compete at and to do what I do, I have to really be very strict, very disciplined, and shrink my life down into almost like a monastic kind of monk life. Eat, sleep, train, repeat. And I've always had a lot of other hobbies and interests and passions that I want to pursue and that I like to pursue, but I can't fully dive into and do, knowing that there's always a fight lurking around the corner that I'm going to have to dedicate myself to completely. Yeah. And, you know, with where I'm at now, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, what I've accomplished, what's left, it's just time. And it happened in the right time, because I'll be 35 in March. And so that number that I decided on when I started fighting, I don't know if it was a wiser inner knowing, intuition, or God, but I just thought 35 is old enough for an athlete to have a really good long career, but still young enough as a civilian to have a very healthy, normal, good quality of life and pursue things after.
Yeah. But a lot of fighters are like that, right? They're like, I'm going to quit when I'm 35 or 40 or 30 or whatever number they attach to it. And then once I get close to that number, they're like, nah, I got more fights in me. Let's go for another year. Let's see how long I can take this run. But you're really strict like, no, this is the number, done.
Yeah, and also like leading up to this fight, I've completely, you know, like most other fighters in between fights, I would eat and drink and enjoy myself and get a little bigger and then shrink back down when it's time to fight. And for this one, that hasn't been the case. I changed my life around. I've been walking around pretty much at fight weight since March or April. I'm already in shape.
Ready to go now, yeah?
Ready to go. Physically, I feel the best I've ever felt. I've incorporated a lot of different elements into my training, like dance and different types of strength and movement training. I've been working on boxing. And I just wanted to go out in the best way possible, like a firework, you know, like just, you know, wrapping up all the gunpowders and wrapping them up really, really tight and then shooting off into the sky with a big, beautiful explosion, showing like the human's greatest potential, kind of like a celebration of everything I've put into this journey so far. And I feel like to honor myself, my family, and everybody who's been with me on this journey so far, that's the best way to go out. Because a lot of the times the game, fighting, retires fighters. They don't really choose, and you see them go out on a slide. Yeah. They get a little slower.
Very few go out on top.
Yeah. And, you know, they start to get beat up or they lose a few in a row and they're like, okay, now I'm done. It's like, no, I want it to be the one to decide, and how I go out is completely up to me, and I wanted to do it in the best and the strongest way possible. Yeah.
We are recording this, right? Because you just dropped the hottest poem of this year. Okay, we got it. Good. But yeah, like I said, it's true. A lot of fighters that don't get to retire on their own terms, and like time creeps up on them and they decline, whatever. Do you have the feeling though that maybe you're starting to decline, or you just want to stay way ahead of it?
I think once that feeling or that thought makes its way into your mind, it starts to seep in a little bit like an ooze. And, you know, the mind is a very powerful thing, you know, like what you tell it or it tells you, the body starts to follow. And there's been certain times where those doubts and things kind of did, maybe it is time. My body is a little bit slower, but then I wanted to defy that and prove myself wrong by changing my life around and doing things differently so that I did have the energy and everything that I have now to get to this point and to go out with the best performance I've ever performed.
Yeah. Obviously, this fight's been creeping in your head for some time because I don't think you want to take this decision overnight. So you thought it over through and well. Now you put it out to the world. It's been building up in your mind for a long time. Now you put it out in the world. How does that feel? Does it feel like a relief that you finally got it off your chest, or?
Yeah, kind of. It's real now. I can't take it back. It's out there. Yeah, and of course, there's always those little creeping thoughts, like, because I feel so good, I'm like, well, I feel really good now. Do I really want it to end now? So, I mean, those small voices are like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say it, maybe I should. But ultimately, it comes back down to that number, like flashing like a neon sign in my mind, 35, 35. And then again, just with the way the landscape of the industry has played out, there's no one really left for me to fight. I've accomplished a lot. There's this much of like the rest of my life to be had. I've been a professional fighter as it's the only career I've ever known, you know, and I made my professional debut when I was 22. And so to be 35 is still young enough to start a whole new career, you know. So I just know it's time. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my mind. My body can definitely keep going, but I'm just listening to my heart, to my mind, to God, and yeah, I'm just doing the right thing.
Yeah, this heart is always the best thing to do, I think, especially in the sport like fighting, right? Because if your mind is not in it and completely, it turns out to be a very dangerous sport. But now you come into this process of like, okay, made a decision, so everything's now going to be the last one. This is going to be your last training camp. You're going to have your last weight cut. You're going to have your last ring walk, last fight, your last post-fight speech, your last post-fight interview. You know, all those kind of things. Is that present in your mind? You're thinking like that? You're considering, oh, this is the last time picking out my fight shots or whatever.
I'm trying not to, but it does creep in every once in a while. But I really try not to because, I mean, I can look at it two ways. It's the last one. Yeah, go for it. Go all out. Wear a grill. Wear a crazy outfit. Have fun with it. Or I can, yeah, it's the last one. Oh, it's the last one. You know, it's used for good and bad. Like some days when I'm really tired and, you know, I'm getting beat up in the gym a little bit, you know, it's like, it's the last one. Let's go. You know, I can use it as motivation. And I can also use it as, yeah, it's more fuel than anything.
Yeah, you're more conscious of everything that's going on.
Yeah, but I still try not to too much because I don't want that to be the main focus.
Don't dwell in it.
Yeah, the main focus is to do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But now we're talking about it. So September night, you are going to make your last ring walk. I know you're very much into visualizing things like that. So I suppose you visualize that moment. So if you visualize that moment, you hear your name, your music starts, you walk out for the very last time. You know, okay, this is it, showtime, curtains up for the last time. What do you envision the emotions are going to be? Usually when I walk to the ring, I either feel absolutely nothing or I feel flooded with happiness and gratitude. I just get this really supercharged excitement. So I'm expecting that, but there's going to be no music this time. No music?
It's just going to be my voice.
Ooh, your voice.
Just my voice.
Tell me more.
You guys will have to watch the fight and see.
Come on already. Come on, give me a little bit more.
You guys know I'm a poet.
Yeah?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I catch your drift. Oh, looking forward to that. That's going to be special itself. Also, it's maybe a little bit extra pressure for you.
I do like the music because I like to dance a little bit on my way out, and I kind of don't like to hear the sound of my own voice like on video or recorded. So I might actually just be thinking of like, oh gosh, just get this over with so I can fight already. But I'm really just gonna make the most of the moment. You know, really just take it in. And even though I'm fighting in front of a hostile crowd that doesn't want me to win, you know,
they can be the best crowds to win, right?
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's not about that. It's not about the opponent. It's not about that. It's about me doing this one last time to the best of my ability, to honor myself, to honor my journey, to honor everybody who's ever helped me, who's ever believed in me, who's ever been there for me, supported me. And just to show the world, you know, the fight world. The world's big, the fight world's so small. But just to show the world what, you know, the human spirit is about. You know, reaching your potential, and I just want to make it a good night. Yeah.
Okay, so fast forward one more day, September 9. We go into September 10. It's officially closed. The career is done. You look back. I don't know, it's a little short to reflect already on your career, but let's play with it for a little bit. You look back at your career. Long career, very successful career, achieved everything you wanted to achieve. You mean you fought everybody, you became world champion, multiple disciplines. You look back, what stands out the most for you? What are you most proud of?
That's a good question.
I know. Maybe it's too early. Maybe you need to think about it a little bit.
I'm most proud of the fact that no matter what happened on that journey, because man, it's been wild. It's been full, very, very full. That I continued and I persevered when it was low, when it was high, and everything in between. You know, I showed that. You know, I showed that I'm capable of things that I didn't know I was capable of, and I've met so many wonderful people along the way. I've seen the world, and yeah, I don't know. I might have to get back to you on that one. I started to have an answer, but as I answered it, no. But I'm proud. I'm just proud that I've done it. Yeah.
Too many good things to mention, right?
Yeah.
I feel another podcast coming up. We'll talk about that another time. All right. I have nothing else to say. I have a lot of things to say, but all I want to say is just best of luck. Enjoy every last moment leading up to the fight. I can't wait to see your last fight. And I just want to thank you for all the great moments you gave us, the fans, inside the ring, and also for all the great conversation I had with you, because we share some history as well. So I want to thank you for that.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Dit was hem dan weer voor deze aflevering van Vechtersbazen Backstage. Ik hoop dat je het leuk vond. 19 augustus, Glory 87. 9 september, Glory 88. Dus met James Sweeney en Tiffany van Soest. En vergeet niet te liken, te delen, abonneren op onze social media. Plus, heel belangrijk, begin september zijn de Vechtersbazen weer terug met de reguliere uitzending. Dus hou eens in de gaten voor mededelingen. En dan zien we je dan weer. Hoes!